Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, back with another video, and in today's video, I'll be giving you guys my official free agent grades thus far for the Washington Commanders. I'll be giving out all grades for all 15 players we have signed so far, and I'll be breaking down why I gave those grades out. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm on the road to 3K subs. If you could, hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so from March 6th to March 17th, which is today, Sunday, the Commanders have made a total of 15 free agent signings. That does not include players we have re-signed. No, that includes players that, are from another team that have signed with us. We're going to go in chronological order, starting with Zach Ertz. I really like the signing of Zach Ertz. I really do. He's a good veteran tight end. He's a leader. He's going to come in here and help develop and groom whatever tight end we bring in through the draft, whatever young tight end we bring in through the draft. I honestly thought we'd sign a guy like Noah Fant or like Mike Gesicki or maybe Hunter Henry in free agency, but Zach Ertz, he has ties to Cliff Kingsbury, so I definitely do not mind it at all. We gave him a 1-year deal worth $5 million. I like that a lot. It's a good deal for Zach Ertz, only for 1 year. He's familiar with Cliff Kingsbury's offense, and overall, really good deal. I'll give that deal a B. And I made a separate video of all these free agent signings beside. I'm pretty sure Nick Allegretti, Brandon McManus, and one more guy as well. I'm pretty sure it was Tyler Ott. But the next guy we signed was on March 11th. We signed like 5 or 6 players on March 11th, the first day of the legal tampering period. Defensive end Dorance Armstrong, really good player. We signed him to a 3-year, $33 million contract. That's the base value. It's worth up to $45 million. I love this signing. Obviously, former Cowboy. He came from the Cowboys. He's been with the Cowboys throughout his entire career. Has been a very, very, very solid rotational piece as well as situational piece for the Cowboys. He had 7.5 sacks this past season and 8 sacks in 2022. So he's had almost 16 sacks over the past 2 seasons with the Cowboys. Really, really good. I gave that a B plus signing. You could say $45 million, up to $45 million is a bit too much. $15 million per year is a lot for a guy that's been a situational pass rusher, but I feel like if, he as a starter, he can be very, very good, and he just has to unleash that. Staying in Dan Quinn's defense and scheme will help him a whole lot. So I like the Dorance Armstrong signing. I give that a B plus. Next up, Tyler Biadasz. This is one of my most favorite signings of all free agency so far. Signed him to a 3-year, $30 million deal. I'm giving that an A minus. We needed a center. I like Ricky Strongbird's potential, but he just didn't look great at center last year. He looked better at left guard, I would say. He just didn't look great at center, and he's coming off of injury, so we just don't know if he's a reliable option for us. So signing a center was a priority this offseason, and we got a center in Tyler Biadasz. He's been a very, very solid. He's been a top center, really, a top 15, top 10 center in the NFL over the past couple years. He's underrated in my opinion. He's just a very solid center. He has been for the Cowboys. And overall, great signing. I give that an A minus. You can even give that an A, but I will give that an A minus. I've seen some people say $10 million per year is a lot. I don't think it's a lot. You could say maybe 8 is better, but I feel like $10 million per year is just right for Tyler Biadasz. Next up, my favorite signing throughout of all free agency, linebacker Frankie Luvu. I absolutely love this signing. 3 years, $31 million deal, max value of $36 million. This signing is just amazing. If you just turn on the highlights, the tape, the film, Frankie Luvu is explosive. He's fast. He's great in coverage. He's a great pass rusher. You can use him anywhere on the inside, on the outside, rushing the quarterback, covering running backs, tight ends. He's a phenomenal, and it's crazy because I haven't seen some Panthers fans on social media say that they're more upset about losing Frankie Luvu than Brian Burns, because the Rams, I'm pretty sure last year they offered 2 firsts for Brian Burns. The Panthers turned that down, which is pretty stupid, and all they got is a second and a fifth from the Giants for Brian Burns this year. So that was pretty stupid by the Panthers. So they were more mad at losing Frankie Luvu than Brian Burns, because he's been an excellent linebacker. He's been a very underrated linebacker for them, and a very underrated linebacker in the NFL over the past couple seasons. So overall, I love this Frankie Luvu signing. I really, really do. So I give that signing an A plus. Then a signing that has been warming up to me a bit, Austin Ekeler. The Austin Ekeler signing. At first, I was very mixed about it. I gave it like a C minus, but now I'm gonna raise my grade to a B minus. It's 2 years, $11.43 million. Really, it's like a 1 year, $4 to $5 million deal. And then if he doesn't work out this season, we can just cut him next season, which I don't mind at all. Austin Eckler, he can be a quarterback's best friend, a rookie quarterback's best friend. He's a reliable, option, a good receiving back. He's not the fastest guy, although he has solid speed. He's just not the fastest guy. He's lost a bit of that speed, as you saw last season. But when he's fully healthy, he was like, I'm pretty sure he got injured like week 1 or 2 last year, pretty early on in the season. So that's why he just didn't look, as explosive last season. But when he's fully healthy, he can be really, really freaking good, very explosive. You just see it on the tape. In like 2022, he had like over 900 yards, like 18 touchdowns. Same with 2021. He was an absolute beast. So if Austin Eckler, if he can just stay healthy, he can be a very, very good, reliable option. Him and Brian Robinson, they should be a solid 1-2 punch duo. Then we had guard Nick Allegretti. Actually, I'm pretty sure we signed, Brandon McManus first to a 1-year deal worth $3.6 million. I give that one a B. Brandon McManus, he's very reliable from like 49 yards or lower out, like 49 yards out. From 50 yards plus, he's a bit, worrisome. I mean, I think he missed only like five. I think he missed 5 kicks from 50 plus yards out last season, which isn't great. So in terms of, who can make the longer field goals, Joey Slye probably wins that. But obviously he's not coming back. He's a free agent. But in terms of, making the shorter field goals, the easier field goals, the easier kicks, Brandon McManus definitely wins that. So we just need a reliable guy, because Joey Slye, when it comes to like making the easy kicks, Joey Slye missed them all. Let's be honest. But when it came to making the hard kicks, Joey Slye, he made them. He made them. So he was good at that. Just sucked at making the short kicks. So when it comes to the long kicks, Brandon McManus isn't great at. But when it comes to the short kicks, he is money, basically 100%. So that is good right there. That is something we do not have to worry about. And then guard Nick Allegretti, I really like this signing. 3 year, $16 million deal. The Chiefs, he was pretty solid. I mean, he's been a backup for the Chiefs for the past 6 or so seasons, I'm pretty sure. He's only started 13 games for the Chiefs in the past 6 seasons. But he's been a very solid backup for them. Very solid 6 offensive lineman when he has to come in. He started for the Chiefs at guard in Super Bowl 57. I'm pretty sure. I'm not. I think he's sure. I'm pretty sure he tore his UCL, and he still played through that, and he played very well in the Super Bowl. So, that's just an overall. This is an overall really good signing right here. I thought we would get maybe a guy like Kevin Johnson if the Rams let him go, as well as Jonah Jackson. I'm pretty sure, or maybe what's his name, Jonah Williams. Maybe he could slide inside. But I feel like we were gonna get a guy like Jonah Jackson, but he got paid like $17 million per year, which is pretty crazy in my opinion. I feel like the max I would have gave him was like 14, $15 million per year. $17 million per year is a lot. A lot of guards, a lot of interior offensive linemen got overpaid, to be honest, this offseason, like Lloyd Cushenberry and Jonah Jackson, as well as Kevin Dotson, who only really had one good season of his career, and that was with the Rams this past season. So hopefully that works out for them. They signed Jonah Jackson and re-signed Kevin Dotson, so hopefully that works out for them. But overall, love this Nick Allegretti signing, and I will give that a B+. Then we have Clelin Ferrell. A lot of fans kind of didn't like the Clelin Ferrell signing when it was announced. I saw some fans that disliked it, but he's a depth signing. Obviously, he was a bust. He did flop for the Raiders. They selected him with the 4th overall pick back in 2019, but it's only a 1-year, $3.75 million deal, so I don't mind it at all. He started all 17 games for the 49ers this past season, which is pretty interesting, but I'm pretty sure opposite of Nick Bosa, they ran like edge rusher by committee. They had a couple guys like Chase Young, Clelin Ferrell, and Randy Gregory. So they did edge rusher by committee there, really. But he was pretty solid for the 49ers last season. I think he had 3.5 sacks. He was a good run defender. So he can be a very good situational pass rusher and a rotational piece. So I give that signing a B. Then probably my least favorite signing of this offseason so far is Marcus Mariota. I get why we signed him. It's a 1-year, $6 million per year deal. So not bad. I get why we signed him. I just wouldn't have signed him personally. I would have signed a guy maybe like Tyrod Taylor. Maybe re-signed Jacoby Brissett. I'm pretty sure he got like $8 million from the Patriots, I want to say. But I wouldn't have mind re-signing him at all. So Marcus Mariota, he wasn't my first option at veteran quarterback. I knew we were going to bring in a veteran quarterback. I just didn't think it was going to be Marcus Mariota. And if I had to make the decision, I wouldn't have signed Marcus Mariota. But I don't hate the move. It's just not my favorite move. I wouldn't have mind if we kept Sam Howell, but with the return we got for him, I do not mind it at all. I mean, a 3rd-round pick for Sam Howell, really freaking good. I'm not saying Sam is bad or anything, but he threw 21 interceptions this past season, which is pretty bad. So I don't mind this move. Like I said, it's just not my favorite move. Hopefully, he will not have to play a single down this season. unless, our rookie quarterback gets injured. And then we signed defensive end Dante Fowler Jr. For some reason, they haven't provided his contract terms yet, which I want to see what his contract terms are, but it's what it is there. It's probably like a 1 or 2 year cheap deal. But I'm giving that a B plus. I really like this Dante Fowler Jr. move. He was drafted by the Jaguars. Then he went to the Falcons in 2020. Dan Quinn, those two guys got great ties. I mean, Dan Quinn is the one who recruited him to Florida to play at the University of Florida. And then he signed with the Falcons in 2020 because obviously Dan Quinn was the coach for the Falcons in 2020. Then in 2022, he signed with the Cowboys because Dan Quinn was the Cowboys defensive coordinator. So wherever Dan Quinn goes, Dante Fowler Jr. follows. This was the most obvious signing yet, but I really like this signing. He's a very good situational pass rusher. He was a good situational pass rusher for the Cowboys this past season. I think he had 4.5 sacks for them last year and then 6 sacks in 2022. So overall, very, very solid signing right there. I feel like we still need to attack the edge rusher position in the draft because while I do like the signs of Clelin Ferrell and Dante Fowler, I feel like we do still need to get like a pure starting edge rusher opposite of Dorrance Armstrong. Then another one of my favorite signings, Jeremy Chinn, 1-year deal worth $5.1 million. Cam Curl, he got signed by the Rams a couple days ago for 2 years, $13 million. I would have been just fine paying Cam Curl that. That's nothing really. In the safety market, it looked pretty dead, so I wouldn't have minded giving Cam Curl that deal at all. But I still love the Jeremy Chinn signing. He's going to wear number 11. He posted that on Instagram. I saw that number 11. That looks so clean on him. But Jeremy Chinn, overall, really like this signing. He's a hybrid safety. He can play anywhere, literally. I don't want to just call him a safety. He can play in the box as a linebacker. He can play free safety, strong safety, in the slot. He can rush off the edge. He can do everything. He's just a player, He's just a defensive specialist. I want to call him that, or maybe another term. But overall, I love this Jeremy Chinn signing, and I will give that signing an A. I wouldn't have mind if we sign him to like a 2 or 3 year deal, but a 1 year deal. He's been injured over the past couple seasons, and that's really limited his play, his production, and the Panthers kind of haven't been using him right over the past couple seasons, which has limited his production. But hopefully, I have no doubt that Dan Quinn and Joe Wood Jr. will get the best out of him. Then we signed Tyler Ott. Not going to spend too much time on this. 3 years, $4.4 million deal. Long snapper. I hope we never have to worry about the long snapper position ever again. I mean, Cam Cheeseman, he was absolutely horrific last season. So long snapper is just a position where we just never, ever, ever have to worry about that. We should never have to worry about that. So I'm happy we signed Tyler Ott. Very good signing. He's played with the Ravens and Seahawks over the past couple seasons, and he's just been very good for them. A very good long snapper. Like I said, should never have to worry about the long snapper position ever again. So I give that signing an A. And then Bobby Wagner, I absolutely love that signing. Man, I can't believe we got Bobby Wagner. I mean, after we signed Frankie Louvu, I didn't think we were gonna I didn't think we were gonna sign another linebacker free agency. Sorry, I thought we were gonna draft maybe a linebacker like Edgerrin Cooper or Peyton Wilson or Jeremiah Trotter Jr. in the draft after we signed Frankie Louvu. But no, Frankie Louvu and Jamin Davis, they're gonna be playing on the outside, and then Bobby Wagner, he's gonna be a pure Mike linebacker, 1 year, $8.5 million deal. If y'all are saying Bobby Wagner is washed, he's not. In my opinion, he's still really he just had 183 tackles this past season, and I know tackles aren't anything, but that's super impressive. He's very, very, very good. He's one of the best linebackers still in the run game. He isn't amazing at coverage anymore, but I don't think he will be asked to go in coverage a lot. It will be probably Frankie Louvu. He's very good in coverage, which is one of the main reasons as we sign him. He's very good as a pass rusher and in coverage. But overall, love this Bobby Wagner signing. I can't believe we got him. I mean, he moved from the West Coast. He went to Utah, first of all. That's the college he attended. He's played with the Seahawks for most of his career. He only played 1 season with the Rams. So he stayed on the West Coast for his entire career. So I'm very shocked he moved from the West Coast and came to D.C. But the 2 guys that mainly influenced him was Dan Quinn and Ken Norton Jr. Obviously, Ken Norton Jr., former linebackers coach, and then Dan Quinn, he was the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks at one point. So the connections are there. But, man, I'm really happy we signed Bobby Wagner. I really, really am. We finally got a great linebacker core. It's really incredible how it only took, Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, 2-3 days to get the linebacker position right. And Ron Rivera was never able to get it right in his 4 seasons coaching the Commanders, which is pretty insane. So, Bobby Wagner, give that signing an A. Anthony Pittman, linebacker, his contract terms haven't been announced yet. I'll give that a B. He's a solid depth linebacker. He's solid in special teams. He's been with the Niners throughout the Lions throughout his 4-year career so far. I'm pretty sure he has 28 tackles throughout his career, but he's really just a special teamer. He's really good on special teams. We re-signed Jeremy Reaves, so this is a very good signing. We actually struggled a bit on special teams last season, so I am happy we signed Anthony Pittman. This is a very good signing for that. I give that a B. And then finally, today it was announced by John Kine first that we're signing Noah Igbinoghene to a 1-year deal. He was drafted by the Dolphins back in 2020. He actually had pretty solid traits. I think he was like the 30th overall pick in the first round. He had very solid traits, I want to say, coming out of Auburn. He was a very high-profile cornerback. He just never worked out for the Dolphins. I think he only has 1 interception throughout his career. But I'm pretty sure last year he worked a ton on Cowboys special teams. Last year he was very good on Cowboys special teams. He's just a depth signing at cornerback. Hopefully we address cornerback more. Maybe a Keller Witherspoon or a Stephon Gilmore. Those are 2 guys I'd really like for us to sign. And then address cornerback in the draft. Maybe, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., maybe trade back up into the first round for a cornerback, or Cam Hart, Kyrie Jackson, Renardo Green. Those are all potential possibilities at cornerback in the 3rd round. But overall, this Noah Igbinoghene signing, not my favorite signing. I'll give it a C+, but he's probably not going to see the field at all on defense. He's probably just going to be working on special teams, which I do not mind at all. So those are all 15 free agency signings. We also re-signed Jeremy Reaves, Jameson Crowder, and Efe Obada. I talked about them in my video I posted, I'm pretty sure, yesterday, so make sure y'all go check that out. But that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm on the 3K subs, like I said, so if you could, hit that sub button. I really appreciate it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.